But for the most part, I thought he did a really good job, and he played very aggressive. I mean, he played 2 really good games the last 2 nights, as far as scoring the ball and getting the ball where we want. And we showed him some clips last week of settling versus attacking, and we felt like he really attacked. He's had a good look at him the last couple of nights.
I had the ball. I mean, I don't know any secrets to why today was different from any other day. I'm doing the same thing I've been doing all season. Trying to be aggressive. Today I just got the ball a little bit more. I think most importantly was just to take the shot that's there. I think it got to a point where I was missing so many shots that I tended to force driving the ball, and that's why I get offensive fouls and turning the ball over. I think I just need to let it go, let it fly, and if I miss, move on to the next play, and that's what we talked about.
They won. It took overtime.
Yep.
I want to go to bed right now, so let's do the show. Garden Reports, CLNS Radio, Celtics blog. They win the Celtics 109-102 over the Pistons. Let's do it. I am Jared Weiss, Julian Edlow next to me. We're CLNS Radio's own, and we're about to break this one down for you. The Celtics, they win it 109-102 in overtime. This game, they won by 7 points, but it definitely was not an easy win, even at the end. Every time they would get a lead, the Pistons would crush it right back down.
Obviously, they had to make it difficult on themselves. They haven't won in a long time if you take the Sixers game out of it. The Sixers actually won tonight as well, but they had plenty of chances to kind of finish off a 3-win Piston team tonight in the fourth quarter, and even early on to build up one of their bigger leads that they kind of have been doing but never got tonight. And they just kept letting the Pistons back into it all the way to Caron Butler's 3 to send the game to overtime. And, it was chippy in overtime, but they finally broke away and they got a victory. Good for them.
And Jeff Green got them a victory.
Jeff Green was huge.
6 for 10 from deep, 10 for 10 from the line, 8 for 22 from the field. Not as good sounding, but 32
We'll take
points.
it when you shoot 60% from 3.
That's true. I mean, he had everything going for him tonight. I mean, sure, the field goal percentage doesn't sound that good, but I think that was the most ideal Jeff Green performance that we've seen. He got 5 rebounds, which doesn't sound like a ton, but I mean, he had some good rebounds at the end there. And he only turned it over twice, and he had a lot of ball handling duties tonight.
Yeah, I think offensively that was kind of Jeff Green at his best. You'd like to see a little bit more, some block shots, some rebounds, and just show that he's being aggressive. But on the whole, his 32 points came from all over the floor. He was obviously very effective from 3, shooting 6 for 10. Didn't miss from the free throw line, shooting 10 of them. 8 for 22, but he got to the rim and was as aggressive as we like to see Jeff Green. So overall, one of Jeff Green's better games on a season where he's been pretty good so far.
And my favorite play was in crunch time. He backed out, drove left on Caron Butler, and got the foul way up top. And just the fact that Jeff Green was able to, 1, make a move to his left, which he very, very rarely does. That's always been a problem for him. And 2, to get that foul when he needs it. And he drove head of steam looking for that foul. It was so easy for him to do tonight, and I feel like it's something that he could do pretty often. We've been clamoring for him to do it, and when he finally does it, we go, hey, that looks so easy. Why don't you do it every night?
It does. I mean, he's a guy that can shoot 10 free throws a game like he did tonight. Maybe not 10, but 7, 8, like a lot of the superstars do in the league. He's a guy that should be able to do that. And, he spoke after the game. The first questions were, you seemed really aggressive tonight. And as he always does, says, I do everything the same. I'm always trying to play aggressive. But it does stand out on nights like tonight that maybe the next game, Friday night against the Lakers, he won't shoot any free throws. And we'll be back to asking, where was his aggressiveness? But tonight, it was certainly there.
And, I mean, one thing is the defense. I mean, the Pistons' defense was kind of, they're not very good. They had a lot of holes, and he got a lot more opportunities for clear outs, for ISOs, for drives on curls around the top. A lot of opportunities that he doesn't usually get. So going up against a bad defense, that definitely made him look better. He's not going to be getting that against the Grizzlies, for instance.
Right. I mean, the bottom line is they got the job done, but, the Pistons, after tonight, are now a 3-16 team. So, it came ugly. The win came ugly against a pretty bad team, but maybe this is what they needed to get some momentum going.
It's weird that you're saying 3 and 16 because I'm looking at this team. You got Josh Smith, Andre Drummond, Brandon Jennings, Greg Monroe, DJ Augustine had a really good year last year. They have a lot of Joel Anthony.
Yeah.
Superstar Joel Anthony. Maybe the Celtics' problem is they didn't keep Will Bynum. They should have kept Will Bynum. Huh? But, I mean, the Pistons roster has a lot of guys that on an individual level are really good. Yeah. Andre Drummond, fantastic tonight. Josh Smith, absolute train wreck of a human being tonight. And that's mean, but I mean, you look at how disjointed this team is. Drummond had a huge game, and of course Greg Monroe had a monster fourth quarter.
Josh Smith, just looking at this quickly, Josh Smith fouled out in 28 minutes and shot 4 for 15. That's funny.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
It's not good.
So, point being, Jeff Green is going up against a disjointed team, and he takes advantage of it. You want Jeff Green to take advantage of his opportunities. His issue has always been kind of sitting back and waiting for opportunities to present themselves to him. Tonight, I felt like it was more of those, I'm not going to sit back and wait for it to come to me. I'm going to take it when I see it.
Agree.
Okay, good.
Let's see if he can. Let's see if he can take it when he plays a good team.
Okay, so Kelly Olynyk. Let's flip this around real quick. So Olynyk was having a Josh Smith-like a couple weeks there, where
he had been.
Couldn't hit a shot. People were running in circles around him defensively. I mean, it was a nightmare for him. And the game started out pretty poorly for him. Yeah, he still looked completely lost out there. And then something clicked for him in the third quarter, and then especially in the fourth quarter. And then he got put on Andre Drummond in the fourth quarter, and you're thinking Andre Drummond's going to win the game here. But he did not let Andre Drummond score one basket while he was guarding him.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I have nothing to say. What I do have to say is that Kelly Olynyk did have 3 blocks tonight, and I also have no idea where that came from, but it was great to see. And Olynyk had, 7 points right off the bat in that fourth quarter. He really got it going tonight, and he held his own defensively, and that spark that we were talking about, that fire that maybe should have gotten lit under Olynyk when Zeller took his spot in the starting lineup, maybe we got some of that tonight because he was very solid defensively, and I'm still amazed by those 3 blocks. I can't stop thinking about them.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I think there was a guy who was going for a reverse, and he swatted it out of bounds.
Yeah, rejected one right out of bounds. He had some, Andre Drummond-esque blocks.
Well, you have to get a couple feet over the rim for it to be Andre Drummond-esque. I mean, that guy he had 5 blocks tonight. He was all over the place.
Who knows if that Jeff Green layup would have gone down to win the game. Andre Drummond up 30 feet in the air.
That's true. It looked like a good look. But it
was a good shot.
With me, what I loved about Olynyk's game tonight, it wasn't the fact that he dropped 20 or that he hit a couple threes. It was that he got put on Drummond, didn't let Drummond score, was keeping him away from the rim. Drummond, I think, had 1 basket while Olynyk was on the court in the fourth quarter, but it was because I think Olynyk was already retreating because it was an offensive rebound. But whatever. He was great on him, but he also was getting steals. He was playing the pivot, and he was doing a good job rotating, flying over from the weak side. I mean, he played really good overall center defense tonight. Yeah. And we never really see that from him.
No.
Yeah.
He was, I'm surprised. Yeah. I hope we see it more. I don't know how he did it against Andre Drummond because nobody can do it against Andre Drummond. I don't know why he didn't do it against Aaron Baines.
He's not as good as Andre Drummond.
He is not as good as Andre Drummond. Though. But, let's see if he can do it again. That's all I have to say.
All right, well, we'll find out more in part 2. We'll be right back. Before we go, do not forget a few things. We want to just do the whole kind of house clearing here. So first off, like us on Facebook, Garden Report Celtics. Search that on Facebook. You'll find us there. We put all of our content on there. You got to download our podcast on iTunes. It's an audio version of this, so you can listen to it while you're driving and not looking dead on our beautiful faces on the video. And then also download the CLNS Radio post-game show. They get a full length, over an hour long, call in, all that kind of stuff. But it's really good to listen to after the fact if you want to get a breakdown and fan reaction to everything that went on.
Why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah, all right. We'll be back for part 2, Garden Report, CLNS Radio, and Celtics blog.
Yeah, I told him while we were standing on the court with 0.4 seconds left, I thought the first stint wasn't as good. And then after that, I thought he really responded. We put him on Drummond quite a bit. And he did a great job playing position and then just going back and blocking out and letting other people, go and get the ball. But I like the way he played today.
When you see him pull up for a 3.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does. One of the things that bothers me a little bit is how much fewer threes he's taken than other guys, especially with the way he's shooting. His percentage is probably the best on our team, right? So I want all those guys to take what they're taking, but I want him to take a lot more. Everybody's going to have a tough stint. The good part is he had a tough stint, but it didn't affect his whole night. So it's okay to have a tough stint, but don't be able to respond to that. I don't know the answer to your question, and I don't think it's applicable only to one person. I really think it's applicable to coaches, players, people in every industry, people that woke up on the wrong side of the bed in the morning and everything else. And if you find the answer, please email me and let me know.